We live in a world that is dealing with truly global challenges. War on the European continent, war in the Middle East, tariff trade wars, we see climate change. It feels like the world's unraveling.
The Expo isn't just about trade anymore. It's a conversation between cultures and generations.
If I have a great idea and you have a great idea and together we talk about it, maybe that will make a change, right?
As nations unite, not in conflict, but in wonder. This isn't just a landmark in Osaka. It's a global stage.
Those children, when they grow up, the name Chile, I hope that can be maintained in their minds.
Every pavilion tells a different story, but they're all asking the same question. What comes next?
That's part of Expo, hope for the next generation.
Welcome to another special episode of Unpacking Japan on location, here today at Expo 2025 in Osaka. We thought it would be a very interesting video for you to come along with us on this journey to explore a few pavilions, reconnect with former podcast guests, and take a look at the behind the scenes of what this big event is all about. The World Expo already opened a few months ago, and by now you probably heard about it. A world event that happens every 5 years, and this time here in Osaka. It brings people, countries and delegations from all over the world in this one space for a few months. If you get the chance to visit, you can experience various cultures, try their food, witness performances and much more. This is what we're here to find out today. What else is going on at Expo? In the far back behind me, on top of the sphere, we can see the open roof of the Swiss pavilion. It's a cafe, one of many here at Expo where people can come and enjoy local delicacies from around the world. Right here we can see the Malta pavilion, a very different type. It's a black box, impossible to know what happens inside. It's a unique experience and you have to queue a little bit to kind of go inside and see it for yourself. The Portugal pavilion, we can see it's kind of covered in ropes that are swinging with the wind, and it has this really nice open space at the top where a lot of people are having a lot of concerts and we can hear some traditional Portuguese music. Right behind me, we can see the Nordic Circle. It's one of the few pavilions where we can see 5 countries have come together to create an interesting experience inside. It's a pavilion where you can walk through and see Japanese-made paper that is displaying a very original movie showing the lives of the Nordic countries. We're standing here in front of the pavilion of the Netherlands with Marc, Chilean pavilion with Marichu, on the rooftop of the beautiful Czech pavilion with Akiko. We want to ask you a few questions. Thank you so much for making time again. You came to visit us on the podcast a few months ago, where we discussed a lot about what the Netherlands was going to do. How has it been going since?
Overall interest of the audience has been overwhelming. When we did the test days, it was a couple of days before the start of Expo. It was really almost scary how many people wanted to come.
It's been non-stop. Every day, a lot of things that have to be done for visitors and backstage that we're also doing, you know, all the administrative parts, the planning, etc. So it's been a crazy few months. We still have a lot to go.
And still a lot more to go.
Yes, exactly.
I've been here in this location since last year, also during the construction of the pavilion. It's been a crazy ride. We've been very busy, but it's also a lot of joy.
I imagine you prepared a lot of things before starting, and then day one happened. What are some of these unexpected surprises that you've witnessed?
So our pavilion is more like an art gallery. We have the beautiful glass facade, so we're not really depending on like digital art. We're not a black box. We have a size-specific installation in the pavilion, and because it's so much art, at the beginning, we first thought it was gonna be completely free flow. The pavilion itself worked that way. We have a beautiful spiral that runs around the pavilion. It turned out that really like people needed the guidance of where does it say this is Czech Republic, what do we want to tell them, what is the story. So after the first few days we had to change it. We are now doing the little groups, giving them just a brief introduction, and then they are free to walk. And yeah, that's been working much better.
So we decided to scale back and say, okay, we're going to do operations in a way that we do reservations only. And this helps us tremendously because now we can really manage the crowd. People wait for like 15 minutes or something and then they're in. So the overall quality level of the experience is way better.
How many visitors per day are coming to the pavilion?
Yeah, approximately 5,500, 6,000 a day, and
Wow.
that's also the maximum crowd that we have. We're very happy with that, but that's not the most important part. The most important part is the way people walk out. And they are walking out with a smile on their face. We have a very important message, and people are getting that message. And for me, that's the most important part. We want to deliver a new dawn and common ground for people, and people here, they get it.
This is a small but very beautiful pavilion. We are surrounded by a lot of nice, I understand, like handmade
Yes.
tapestries. Can you tell us a little bit about the concept behind this pavilion?
Well, the concept was designed by architects that wanted to put together our heritage and a proposal of anti-seismic structure that could, come together, both what we're bringing from our past and like an example for the future. For Chile, it's very important, the whole anti-seismic engineering. So all the wood you see here is also brought from Chile. The tapestries are made by indigenous women from the south of Chile, the Mapuche community. For the first time, all these communities came together to be able to have a work of art that would be presented in a foreign market. So this was made especially according to the designs for this pavilion, and you'll see that each color is different. Some are a little bit less flexible, some are different, more brownish or greenish, and it's because each family has their own way of doing these textiles.
It's incredible to think about that the Mapuche communities in the south of Chile have spent
3 months?
3 months making
non-stop,
these, and we can see
200 women working on this.
Wow.
It was a big task, but this is a proposal that wasn't ever done before. Usually there are like smaller textiles that go out into the foreign markets, but this is the first time that we have this type of, it's a work of art.
the big part that a lot of people maybe don't see. The pavilion has been planned for years.
Yes.
The concept has been developed. You worked with architects, you worked with the artists, you said it's an art gallery.
Yes.
What is the idea behind what exactly do you want to communicate for the people that kind of experience this pavilion?
Pavilion itself, actually, for us is going to be one of the main pieces that we're going to show here. The reason for that is that we're really using, let's say, I would say 85% of this material here is from Czech Republic. We're using the Czech wood that is very much visible here. We're using beautiful Czech glass. It was the Czech workers that came, build the pavilion. The whole spiral that runs around the pavilion, basically the story behind it, it means our journey through the life and then development of society. The exhibition part, we call it Visitor's Journey. And you just walk through it and then see the art that tells a story of a person, tells a story of some society, and then you might feel something. You might feel confused, you might feel some parts are very comical, you might laugh about it, you might feel some parts seem sad. That's what we want to say. Yeah.
We in the Netherlands, we have a long-standing relationship with Japan. This year, 425 years. Now the idea is that we are in a close relationship.
One of the ways you deliver this message is through this beautiful structure that people experience. When you came to talk to us on the podcast, we saw mock-ups of what it would look like.
Sure.
Now we see it here, but can you explain once more a little bit, what are all these layers? Who made this beautiful building?
And actually, the length of these lamellas that are shaped like a wave is 425 meters, so reflecting the amount of years that we have exchanged with Japan.
Such a nice detail.
Yeah, and also the sphere in the middle, it's rising out of the water like a new dawn. but Japan is also the land of the rising sun. So we have many parts of that as well. So Thomas Rauw, he's actually a German guy, but he lives in the Netherlands, works in the Netherlands already 25 years.
Kind of adopted.
Yeah, he's ours, yeah. So Thomas is the most visionary architect in the whole European Union on circular architecture. And that means that you design, for instance, a pavilion with the whole perspective of reuse as a starting point. So there are no two components in this building that are welded or are glued or anything. It's all dry connections. And that means that it's easy to assemble and easy to disassemble. So we're going to reuse the whole pavilion after Expo, and unlike many others, we are not going to throw it away, put it to waste. It will be sustainable and completely circular. We have announced that we have found a second life for the pavilion. Pasona, they will buy the pavilion and after Expo bring it to Awashima.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's great news.
And very close to here, so people can enjoy it there.
Exactly.
It's not only the visitors that come here. There's this
No.
special space you talked to us about for business meetings, for delegations, and that plays an important role too.
It does, doesn't
Can you
it?
tell us about that?
We live in a world that is dealing with truly global challenges. And those challenges are more fragile and more difficult than ever before. We see war on the European continent, war in the Middle East, tariff trade wars, we see climate change. And especially for the next generation, it feels like the world's unraveling. Now our pavilion, the theme is the New Dawn on Common Ground, talking about solutions that we have to think of and realize by working together. If I have a great idea and you have a great idea and together we talk about it and we find an idea that we both believe in, maybe that will make a change, right? And this way we can offer inspiration to the next generation, and that's really helpful, and that's part of Expo, to offer that insight and feeling of hope for the next generation. We don't think about Expo like a theme park, like a big Disneyland. Expo is like a platform, so we're going to talk about these global challenges, climate change, food security, about aging societies, about the need for the digital transformation to power these innovations. And on each and every of these subjects, we have brought the most innovating companies, the most promising scientists, the change makers of the Netherlands, and we connect them even further with their counterparts here in Japan. That's the purpose.
How important are these behind the scenes, these business meetings, these delegations as part of your project for the Expo?
We have different types of meetings. First off, the first ones are in preparation for the theme weeks and for these delegations. Each week has its own uniqueness, characteristics according to the people that are coming. So if we'll do next week sports, there are going to be sports activities within the Expo in different venues. But in other meetings that are more focused, for example, on the commercial side, we also have to plan the meetings with counterparts, make the invitations. So all that coordination is going behind the scenes. But we also have a lot of meetings between also the pavilions and the Expo.
Yes, that's also a very great part of the Expo, to be collaborating either on the cultural events where we're already trying to talk with other pavilions, that maybe we send our artists, you send your artists, they do some performance together. On the business level, we do always send our programs and we say, hey, you have a delegation, let's say Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we have our Minister of Foreign Affairs coming at the same time. Then let's do a bilateral meeting, and it really works great here.
The Expo is a world event. It's only a few months here in Osaka.
Exactly.
With all of this going on, and especially those meetings and connections that are being made,
Yes.
what do you see is going to be the long-term impact and the long-term benefits for Chile?
For Chile and for this pavilion specifically, we have two main goals. One is image and visibility. Visibility for our counterparts, be it commercial, diplomatic, etc. Many of the delegations that come are business people, are people looking for contacts. They do realize that this is not a trade fair. They are not going to close meetings, but they do want to invite our counterparts, have them see this pavilion, see what we are achieving, and those moments are very important. And I hope, like we saw before, that there are groups of schools that come in. What we want is those children, when they grow up, they remember that when they went to a Chilean pavilion and what they remembered, and maybe want to visit or consume Chilean products. But the name Chile, I hope that can be like maintained in their minds on long term.
As a government entity, we are hoping to get a bigger presence here and to show some new innovations of Czech Republic, to present more like startups that might be interesting for Japanese market as well. And as I mentioned here, our pavilion is the main exhibition article, and because of the Czech wood, we brought the Czech wood here, and there's already been a discussion that how to come to Japanese market, because actually apparently Japan has a big shortage of the timber, so we would like to be able to bring that here. But apart from that, also it's introducing the culture, Czech culture itself, and especially Czech cuisine. I think there's already been discussion that maybe the restaurant, some part of it might move somewhere to Osaka and continue.
Hopefully.
Because there is no Czech restaurant in Osaka, which is a shame. There are a few in Tokyo, but zero in Osaka. And of course, the beer, the Pilsner Urquell that we're selling here, it's been a big hit in here at Expo. Our consumption here within the half year is going to be higher than a year consumption all over Japan.
Wow.
Expo is a tremendous success. So overall there was a lot of skepticism before the start of Expo. It's quite expensive. It's like more than 4.3 billion euros. But the overall economic return, it's like 4 times that amount of money. So there's a business case here. But more importantly, there's a lot of energy here in the Kansai region, a lot of ambition. People here, especially in Osaka, they are contenders. They want to win something. There's something to win and to gain. Other parts in Japan, they are afraid to lose. So here will be a thriving motor of development for the whole of Japan. And in retrospect, people look at Expo 2025 and say, well, that was kind of the turning point.
And this concludes our visit to Expo 2025. There's obviously a lot more to the Expo than what we've seen today, but you'll have to come for yourself to experience it firsthand. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.